This video is probably coming out just one day before we get the New Year's update in Counter-Strike 2, but most likely we won't get it. Today we're going to talk about where the winter Cobblestone went. After all, game files with materials for a winter version of Cobblestone were found about a year ago. What could the New Year's update have looked like if the developers even remotely cared about it? Why has Counter-Strike 2 become the literal poor relative among all Valve's games, and when will they finally add boots to the game? Leave a like and subscribe, this video will be interesting, so let's start. So let's start with the news that caused quite a stir a few days ago. It's about the developer's response to Flom's post on Twitter. In the photo, Flom was wearing Crocs and the developers decided to troll a bit. Thanks for not cropping the Crocs. Naturally, the community immediately started talking about a possible boot skin being added to the game. Yep, that's the joke and the picture literally since the release of Counter-Strike 2, when everyone joked about clothing skins might someday become a reality. But for now, it's just a way to stir up noise, like releasing a fan version of Safari Mesh as Crocs. By the way, Crocs would be perfect for applying different skin textures, but judging by how the profile, or rather their banner, looks on the official Counter-Strike 2 Twitter, it's no surprise they're again just making noise, without hinting at any actual new update. Maybe they're hinting after all, like with Smoke Dome. By the way, there were a lot of hints this year through Twitter banners. Here are all the banners from 2024. Up until recently we had a chicken, then a piece of asphalt from Train, and it actually released, and now still with Smoke Dome. But it's not just about sleepers. Like every year, the Counter-Strike 2 community is very angry that we've been left out, and that's true. Even the game Deadlock, which is still unreleased and in closed testing, got some kind of a New Year's update, and it was released earlier than anything for CS2. Even Team Fortress 2 gets an update every year, and Counter-Strike 2 is the only one left out. Nevertheless, there's a great snowy themed map for Dust 2 from the workshop. As usual, if the developers aren't doing anything, the community will step in. By the way, you can see this map in the background right now. The news isn't new, but since I haven't posted a video in a few days, take a look at what the 2025 service medal looks like in red, specifically as viewed in the game. Before, I showed it through a special program without lighting, and now it looks even better. However, the red version is probably something you won't be able to get your hands on. Also, in my last video I talked about the new AWP Dragon lore that took first place in the world for the coolest float with a 0 and a bunch of 1s. We thought it was crafted by some player, but it was actually done by YouTuber Sparkles. That video was truly epic, so if you haven't seen the original, I definitely recommend watching it. This video will release overnight from Wednesday to Thursday, and maybe, just maybe, a New Year's update for CS2 will drop from Thursday to Friday, which honestly I don't really believe. The thing is, thematic updates are usually more focused on Christmas than on New Year's. In the US, where Valve is based, Christmas is celebrated on the night of December 24th to 25, so they've already celebrated it since at the time of recording it's 1 PM on December 25. I don't have high hopes, but similar updates have happened in the game, though a long time ago in CSGO. The developers could have at least tried a little and done something like a chicken in a sweater, like they did with such a packaged bomb. By the way, it's probably been so long that I don't even remember such a bomb. Remember when they added a new animation for the AK-47? Turns out not everyone liked it, including YouTuber Hacks, who after that update apparently bought a decommissioned version of the AK-47 to show that the animation is unrealistic, as the Kalashnikov weighs 5 kg, making it very uncomfortable, especially when holding it in one hand. I don't know, personally I wouldn't be so picky, because after all it's just a game. We've drifted off topic, but let's return to the New Year's update, the winter Cobblestone. We've all heard about it. The files for the winter Cobblestone were leaked about a year ago, including by Gabe Follower. While you look at the winter version of the map from the CSGO workshop, it might have looked something like this, just a bit better. If the developers really wanted to make a winter version for this winter, they probably would have made it before the new year, and since there are only a few days left in the year, year, I don't really believe we'll get it. As I mentioned, snow-themed materials for Cobblestone were found in the game files. References to Cobblestone under the name Aztec S2, meaning Source 2 engine, have been around for a while. Over 6 months ago, Gabe Follower shared an interesting thought. Imagine if the developers completely remake Cobblestone with a completely new layout, a completely different map structure. He pointed out that all the textures for the Ancient map were named Aztec, which isn't a secret since Ancient is the new version of Dust 2, so we might not get a new Cobblestone, but something like the Raven map from the workshop but developed by the devs, with a castle theme and so on. It would be a completely different map, but in the old style. All we can do is wait and see what happens next. And finally, for Esports fans, the news that Ropes has left FaZe and will join Vitality. Whether this is a good or bad move will only be shown by time. Thanks for watching the video until the end. This was Reveal. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Good luck to everyone, bye, and see you in the next damn video.